What is up, everybody? Brandon Evers here. Today I'm going to be ranking my top 5 favorite collaborations that I've done. Let me know if you agree. Let me know which ones your guys' favorites are, and let's fucking do this shit. So number 5 on my list has probably got to be I Be On Go featuring Stevie Stone. The reason for that is just because, or the reason why it's so low, I guess, is because Stevie Stone, like, I know a little bit of him, but he is one of the, like, artists that I know less of from Strange Music. I mean, I know he has his own record label now, but he's not someone I know as well as, like, most of the other artists I've worked with. And that song was just a little different from my normal style. Like, that song was more kind of like club hype type vibe. And I usually don't do stuff like that, but I still really liked how the song came out, and it was still a super dope accomplishment, so I had to fall into this somewhere. Number 4 on the list is probably my song Reckless with the homie MCJ. So the funny thing about this song, and like a little backstory on me and MCJ, I've talked a little bit about it before. Me and MCJ pretty much grew up together. We got separated for like a few years just because we moved apart, and a few years later we got connected again because we both started doing music. And the first time me and him kicked it after that, like the first time we met up in person, I showed him the song Reckless, which I only had one verse for, and I just didn't know what I wanted to do with the rest of the song. So I showed it to him. He wrote a verse within a few hours, and by the end of that day, Reckless was recorded. And I loved how the song sounded. Like, I really loved how the song came out. I thought it was fucking solid. And it's still, realistically, probably one of my favorite songs to this day. The only reason it's so low on the list is because it's kind of an older song, and it was like a song from when I first started. That was a part of my first album that got released on all distribution platforms, The Revelation. So the song holds a lot of meaning to me personally, just because of everything that went into it and all that. But number 4 has got to be Reckless featuring the homie MCJ. Shout out the homie. Number 3 has got to be Insidious featuring Schizophrenius, aka Just Mario. That's what he goes by now. There's a lot of reasons for this one though. So Mario is actually my uncle, and we wrote that song a while ago. I believe that was also a part of the Revelations, and that whole fucking process of writing that song, every part of that song, including the music video, was dope. And that was one of the few songs where, like, as soon as I started working on it, I had a whole vision mapped out, and that doesn't happen very often. Even with the music video, I knew how I wanted it to look. I pictured a lot of it before I even did it. So that song just really came together very nicely, and I gotta say, it's like, it's the song that started everything, you know? Like, that music video, for the time, kind of like took off. You know, it's sitting at like 700 views right now, which isn't much, but when I was first starting out, that was huge, you know what I mean? So that was my first song to really like gain some traction and get people to start kind of looking my way. So for that reason, and for everything that goes into the song as well, Insidious falls number 3 on the list, featuring my Uncle Mario. Shout out Uncle Mario. Number 2 on the list has got to be Runaway featuring Stooge the Vamp. Now this song right here is a fucking trip for me because it's the complete opposite of what I usually do. I think it's actually like one of the songs I released that I sang the most in and that I really just tried to vibe with, and that's, again, not something that I do very often at all. So it was really cool in that sense. It was very experimental for me. It almost it almost reminded me of like a Juice WRLD type of vibe, and I thought that was super dope. So I loved how that song came out, loved how Stooge did his part, and he sent it back to me in a fucking stupendous amount of time. So yeah, number 2 on the list, Runaway featuring Stooge the Vamp. Shout out Stooge the Vamp, super dope dude. Connect with him if you haven't. And number 1 for my favorite fucking feature that I've ever done, I'm sure you can guess exactly which one it is. It's the fucking collab with Ritz. Strange Lane featuring Ritz, bitch. Strange Lane really fucking... Whew, man. This one right fucking here. So Strange Lane, I remember when I got the verse from Ritz, and I couldn't fucking believe it, because Ritz is one of those artists that I actually like grew up listening to with a lot of my friends. You know, like we all used to vibe to In My Zone and shit like that, you know. So to work with someone like that I knew that well, and that like I had that almost like nostalgic connection to, you know what I mean? That was super cool. And even like with what I did with the hook and the way I delivered the verses and everything, I felt like that, like writing wise and execution wise, that was probably one of my top songs, hands down. Quality wise, not so much. I could have done better, like quality wise, but truthfully I was just trying to rush the song out. But yeah, Strange Lane featuring Ritz, hands down favorite collab, still my biggest song to this date, and it's still growing. So much love to everybody who has supported that fucking song and been there for that huge accomplishment and fucks with the song. So there you have it. Those are my top 5 favorite collabs that I have done so far. Again, let me know if you agree. If there's any that you thought I left out that should have been on the list, definitely drop them below. And I will let you know this list is definitely subject to change very soon, because I have a lot of music in the works and I have a lot of dope features in the works. So I will probably do like another part to this in a few months.
Hey, look, the old me you think you knew, let me tell you that bitch ruined me. I've been trying to fucking bury him, but he fires back so ruthlessly. The scrutiny of my